actually want to do journalism for a career.
You're hooked. Okay, I love that. RTV6, with our parent company Scripps, is working on a special project on news literacy.
There's also the community impact on that.
In the age of social media, fake news, how can our next generation become smart consumers of media?
It's not even just affecting like sports. That's what you see when you look at it. It's an investment in the community.
So we're partnering with area high school journalism students who are doing some great work, and together we're putting together a news story for their community. I graduated from here in 2010. Seems kind of like a long time ago now. We're in 2020, so 10 years ago. And so I took the opportunity to come back to my old stomping grounds here at Center Grove High School, meet with my journalism teacher, Mrs. Tedrow, and a few of her brightest students who are doing some amazing journalistic work inside these walls. They came to me with the story ideas.
First thing that comes to mind is the safety thing.
We conducted interviews.
How do you think a student activity center will benefit future generations of robotics students?
Presented data. So I usually say in 3, 2, pause, and then you start talking.
Practice it a few times.
And then you have to say it like you're just telling your best friend. Shot video. Visually, you have to think about, well, what are we going to see on the screen? And put together this story.
Every single year since we've been here, we've been doing construction.
We're taking a look at some of the major building projects on campus, like the Student Activity Center, to see how they're being utilized by the student body as a whole.
They saw a lot of pushback from the community.
We follow up to see if promises were kept and if the Student Activity Center is not just a place for athletes, but for all.
Drive down Morgantown Road or a drive up Victory Lane is full of hard hats, heavy machinery, and a lot of mud. Construction, a common sight on the grounds of Center Grove High School. But with a growing student population, new facilities house new opportunities, like the Student Activity Center that stands in the shadow of Ray Skillman Stadium.
The SAC is home to a number of different student activities, including track and field, all in 59,500 square feet.
Plus, they expanded the weight room to over 7,500 square feet. And they did all this without raising your taxes in White River Township.
We just kind of have our own space on the school campus.
Chase Rivas is a senior and the executive captain of the school's Red Alert Robotics program that hosted their first big competition in the SAC this past year.
So it's awesome that we're now able to host competitions at every level, all the way from an elementary school level to our level. So we've got the whole pipeline of our organization that we can have tournaments for now.
And that was not left to chance. Even before construction started on this $10 million addition to the school grounds, student groups gave input.
We got an input of how the floors were going to be mapped, and so they were able to take us into consideration, and that's been a huge benefit to us because we're going to be able to forever now have competitions in here if we need to.
And so did the community. Concerns about another apparent sports facility led to a remonstrance petition drive for the project. But supporters gathered the signatures needed to make it happen. And now, as it stands today, the SAC is upholding the promise to be a place for all.
It's booked solid. Usually, like I said, during the day, it's a classroom by day and a practice facility by night.
Scott Knapp is the assistant athletic director at the high school, tasked with scheduling out the SAC.
From December to March is our busiest time, with it being the winter season.
He says the SAC provides much-needed space for sports like track, baseball, softball, and more, plus performing arts practice space for color guard and dance team. And it's also open to student organizations and clubs, like Red Alert Robotics and even a drone flying club.
Not only do we want our students to get a top-notch education, but we want to get them involved in things within the school.
Well, besides the Student Activity Center that you saw there, Center Grove is also expanding and growing in so many different areas. So our student partners, Olivia Oliver, Kelsey Osborne, and Maddie Heineman, took on the task of breaking down several new construction projects happening around campus. You can find their full story right now at theindychannel.com. And of course, we'd like to thank the Trojans for partnering with us on this news literacy project. Keep up the great work.